Hello, Maurieos Moodle Moments number 1. Hello. Welcome to Maurieos Moodle Moments number 1. So each week in our maths tutorial, we'll split the tutorial into 2, and in between those 2 segments will be Maurieos Moodle Moments. And this is the first of those moments. So this is like the heading page, which just gives, a thumbnail to work with for the PowerPoint and video that's associated with the Moodle Moments. So first up, I will try to come up with an inspirational quote from yesteryear. And this today's quote is, "The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics." You can't learn mathematics by just reading a book, just watching a video, just listening to a lecturer. Mathematics doesn't occur by osmosis. It occurs by doing mathematics. So you've got to do problems. You've got to find problems, do problems, and solve problems. Problem solving, doing mathematics. You can't, while it might be helpful to talk about mathematics and to listen and read up about mathematics, end of the day, you've got to do mathematics. The more you do, the better you will become. And so let's just have a look here at the outcome of today's Moodle moment will be. So the purpose of this Moodle moment has been to introduce you to the course, or any bits of the course that haven't been covered so far. Show you or locate the weekly worksheets and find out what they are. Learn about the weekly quiz, which is associated with the worksheets. And you should have seen the course Moodle site. A number of you have logged in already, and we have checked and seen that you have been in the site. And we will help you familiarise yourself with the site, because the site is the driver of the maths course. Everything emanates from the site. So if you're not in there, you're not doing your job. So, and then you will have found worksheet 1, although you will have been given a hard copy of that. We will also have told you about the diagnostic test and helped you to determine what you have to do before next week. So these are what the purpose or the learning outcomes are from today's Moodle moment. Now, let's look at Moodle. But first of all, let's move Maurieo up there so his big head's not in the way. So Moodle, modular, object-orientated, dynamic learning environment. Moodle is a free and open source learning management system written in PHP and distributed under the GNU General Public License. Developed on pedagogical principles, Moodle is used for blended learning, distance education, flipped classrooms, and other e-learning projects in schools, universities, workplaces, and other sectors. I think that pretty much covers it. With customizable management features, it is used to create private websites with online courses for educators and trainers to achieve learning goals. Moodle allows for extending and tailoring learning environment using community-sourced plugins. So let's look at Moodle. So first we must have to escape out of this PowerPoint here somehow, which will like so, and then we'll minimize that and that one, and then we will go, well, I'm in the Moodle course there, but I need to show you how to get there. So we'll go there like that. So here we are, we've got your bog standard Google interface. You can see down here that I could click on there for WinTech Learning. Some of you may be able to go to the WinTech website and work on things there and so on. But if you're absolutely, first principles getting in, what you can do is go to your Google, go up here into this bar here and type in learning dot, and you can see it's already there, wintech.ac.nz, and that will take you straight into the Moodle interface. Be aware that you may have to, I'm already logged in, so I must, let's see, I'll log out there, so you might get a situation like that where you're not logged in, so you may have to log in, and your WinTech login, which I've set up already on here, so you might waiting, you can see it's grinding away up there, and here we are, we're in. So you may have to type your password or do something like that. So this is the Moodle interface. So now you've got to find your course. And here it is here, 2018 Engineering Mathematics. And straight away you're into the home page, which is on the orange tab here, where you will find this fine collection of mathematicians that was going to guide you through this course, DE 4102 Engineering Mathematics. So this is the front page of the course where we've got key bits of information. Now, our main man or our team leader is Ken, and Ken has recommended that you have a look at this little course here, free course, How to Learn Math. Ken has reviewed the course, and it's a series of videos and things that will help you to understand your learning. Important that you have the confidence and the knowledge that what you are doing is on track. So there's the information there, and if you just click on this How to Learn Maths, it should take you to How to Learn Maths, and you can about the course and sign up for the free course and work your way through there. Now this is in the nature of background information. Ken believes that a knowledge of these techniques and this information will certainly boost your confidence and your belief in yourself moving forward with maths. So we thoroughly recommend that you have a go at this course and spend some time having a look at it. Now, back to Moodle. In here, we've got, again, background information. It's not all about doing stuff that exam questions and that sort of thing. You need some background. You need some things to fill in the blanks around what you're doing so you can understand why you're doing it, what you're doing, and it's not, we just don't make up a collection of stuff for you to do in the vain hope that you will pass at the end. It's all calculated and strategically done. So there's a little forum in here, the Will I Pass forum, which you can have a look at. But most importantly, it's got the contact details for your tutors. Now, as you can see from the photograph above, each of your tutors is a finely honed, unique character, and each of us are, well, we're not all the same. So we have different little ways we do things, different ways we teach, and that sort of thing. Different strengths, different weaknesses. So we've put in here our contact details, and you may contact us at any time, a user, as specified in the details there. We've also got here instructions on linking your Moodle and Pearson accounts. And now Ken is the main man for these. And so if you have any problems with the Pearson accounts, which is a outside account where we do some maths problems online, which Ken has tailored to your needs, and Ken has written the book on the Pearson stuff. Literally, he's written the book. His name is on the book. So talk to Ken about this to get this operational. As you'll see, this is part of your assessment. So that's the home page there. How to learn math there. The module information there, and the news forum for you to work with, and the Pearson stuff for you to sign up to and get in there straight away. So that's going for that. Now the next tab that we up for grabs is the assessment tab, and here's the assessment schedule, which will tell you what the assessment is. So you're going to have 10 online assignments. These are done with the Pearson information that I talked about just before. You're going to have 10 written quizzes. There'll be a quiz most weeks, and they will be done in class in the Tuesday 1-hour session. Now, the quizzes in total are worth 5%. And then you will have 10 written worksheets. And once again, these will be done in individual in the week. Now, the concept is that you will be given a worksheet. So you've given a worksheet today, which you will be doing over the next week. When you come next Tuesday, you will bring your completed worksheet to be handed in for feedback purposes. We won't be marking these stringently, making sure that you've got the I's dotted and the T's crossed and that sort of thing, but we will be reviewing them and perhaps pointing out any obvious errors and checking that you have in fact done the worksheets. Now the questions, so the worksheets to be handed in on the Tuesday at the time that you do the quiz. And the quiz will be based on the questions in the worksheet. So the questions, as I say, they will be parallel, not exact same questions, but the same questions with sort of the same numbers. There may be some slight departures from the format and things like that, but generally of the same ilk. So you must do your worksheet, okay, and in your own time. We'll talk about them in class and things. Come along and do the quiz. So you'll get a grade out of 5 for the quiz, a grade out of 5 for the worksheet, and they'll be added together to give you your grade for that week. Okay, so that'll 5 plus 5 will give you a total of 10% of your total mark. Now, if you don't hand in a worksheet, you get half marks for the quiz. All right, so you must do the homework, show that you've done the preparation, provide the evidence that you've done the preparation and that you are prepared to do the quiz, and then you will get full marks for the quiz. Now, the guiding principle behind this is that if you can't do the worksheets, how the hell do you think you're going to be able to do the quiz? So the worksheets put the problem in front of you. You have to solve the problem so that you can sit the quiz. There are many ways to solve the problem. You could ask your peers, you could contact your tutors in the tutorials and what have you, and so on and so on. So this is a process sort of following the engineering design process in some ways. You get a problem, you analyse it, you talk about it, you get the answer, you make sure it's correct. All of these things, it's the cycle that we follow. Now, there will also be 3 tests. Test 1 will be a 1.5 hour written test worth 7.5. Test 2 worth 7.5, and test 3 worth 10%. And I've put in there the dates of the approximate dates of the tests. These are subject to change for a number of reasons, but generally that's what we're going to be working on. And then at the end, so there'll be a total of 50% internal marks, and then a 3-hour national exam at the end of the semester. And the rules are that you must get over 40% in the exam to pass, and also that you do 40% of the internal mark as well. That's where you get. Now, if you're diligent, it's quite easy to get 80% plus for the internal mark. 80% of 50 is 40. So that would mean anyone who gets over 60% of the internal mark, 60% of 50 is 30, and gets 40% in the test will pass. That's a minimum pass. So anything you get over 60% in the internal mark is a bonus. And if you're going for an A, which all of you should be, then that's what you should be certainly aiming for, or higher. And then if you can get that sort of mark in the internal mark, the exam should be a doddle. You shouldn't have any problem getting over 40% in the exam. So that's the assessment that we have got for you. All right, now, so that's all the assessment there. Now here is the weekly worksheets, and I've put in here a video on how the weekly worksheets are worked, which is what I've explained earlier. And here's the issues that I've put in there, which I've gone through. I'm suggesting that the worksheets that you should perhaps in the first instance you should maybe look at the problem, and on a bit of scrap paper you could work out the answer and how you think. But one of the things that you need to focus on is the discipline of setting out the mathematical equations in a professional and mathematical manner, not something that you've made up yourself with a bit of a scribble here and a scribble there, and an answer sort of popping out the side or something like that. Mathematics is a discipline, and it follows a clear and logical pattern. So we're going to try and attempt to show those to you there. So I've talked about the quiz just in the assessment there, and also it's covered in the video that I've got for you there as well. So it's just a matter of just clicking on the video, and it should go straight to YouTube. And oh, there we go.
Hello, Mario.
There it is right away. So let's not too much of that. So some of the worksheets 1 to 10 are all there, and as you can see here in my Moodle site, the answers are there, but they're all greyed out, so you won't see those. but as the worksheets work through the system, I'll turn those on so that you can check that your worksheets are correct and meet the requirements, and then you've got yourself a resource for studying for tests and exams. You've got an ideal sort of resource there that you can use for studying for tests and exams when they come up, because all of the questions in the quizzes are based on questions from old exams, and so that's there. And I'll just point out to you that the old exams all of the old exams are listed here. Okay, so here's the old exams, some practice. These are the test 1 exam revisions. Right down the bottom here you've got past exams and answers, and they're available in a folder there which you can download and review. So the questions are all there as well down there in the exam, and there's some test revision for the tests. So that's the weekly worksheets. The weekly quizzes, as you can see, I've got a couple grayed out there done, and they will have their, well, they'll be the model answers. So once again, the quizzes, you'll have some more questions with model answers, so you need to just check that you've got everything right. Here's the written assignment information, which will come up later in the course. There's different assignments for the civil and mechanical students, and the electrical students do a separate different assignment. The test and exam revision I've just shown you. Now, tomorrow on Tuesday, we will be in the testing hour. We will be presenting you with a diagnostic test, and this is to give you a clear idea as to where you are mathematically. We will not be recording the marks. We will have a look at it and mark it for you and give you a mark, but we won't be recording the marks. Won't be on your record of learning at all. We'll be there. But what it does is, this is the information that we believe you should know at the start of this course. This is the basic foundation information that we have worked our course on. So we would be hoping that this is where you are at now. Now, obviously, our experience tells us that some of you are above and beyond this point. Some of you are right on the borderline, and some of you have got some holes in your knowledge for various reasons. It may be some years since you did mathematics. You may have successfully avoided doing the right mathematics at school, and so there will be some holes in your knowledge that needs to be addressed, because, as I said earlier, if you can't do the problems in the worksheets and things like that because you lack the knowledge, how you're not suddenly going to be able to do them in the exam, which is a major part. So these are to help you to identify the problems that you have and to seek solutions to those problems. And this is up to you. We can help you with the problems, but we cannot identify what you don't know, or what you don't tell us you don't know. So it's very important that you do this test. You may want to do a little bit of revision for it tonight and before the test tomorrow. So there's some answers there from the 2017 diagnostic test there. Some answers and some videos showing you how to do each of the questions there. And the questions for the 2018 test will be similar, and it will be of a shorter duration. It won't take as long. So that's the diagnostic test. And here's some weekly quiz questions from last year. Now these were sort of based on the old exam questions, but not totally. So here you have the quiz blank, the model answers, and a video explaining the model answers to you, which you can use as a resource. Now, under this tab, the Learning tab, this is what we do each week. And here's our weekly schedule indicating what topics we will be doing as we go through each week. So week 1, which is this week here today, we'll find that we've got pre-class activities. Now, we've put some stuff in there in the hope that you may have accessed the MOODLE course, but we realise that not everyone has. So we've made this and allowed for this. But ideally, before you come to class, we expect that you will do or have a look at the pre-class activities. Generally, these activities will be of the means of looking at something or reading something or familiarising yourself with something. Perhaps maybe starting to do a few things. But you will be ready to come to class to do mathematics. You will be ready to come in and do the mathematics. Ask the questions. So you're sorting out what problems you've got, what you can and can't do. And then you're coming to the open forum of the lecture on the Tuesday to do these things. You will also have other opportunities in the tutorials with each of the lectures. So the civil tutorial on the Tuesday is the one on the Monday, which is all the civil students have been to before this, is the one that I take. Ken and Joseph will be looking after the other 2 tutorials, and they can perhaps tell you which one's which one, who's doing what, and what their requirements are. Now, as I said earlier, each of the tutors will have slightly different requirements and may do slightly different things. But the main purpose or the common denominator in all of this is you. You are the one who can do the problem or cannot. And if you cannot, then you can contact your tutor and get the information you need or the learning experience that you need so that you can do the problems. And there's no reason why none of you can do any of the problems. You should all be able to do them. So here we've got the pre-class activities. Here we've got the in-class activities that Ken will be leading. Ken and Joseph will be leading the lectures on different days, and I will be popping up in the middle with the MOODLE moments. So the MOODLE moments, well, first of all, here's the MOODLE moment PowerPoint. So you just click on that. You'll see that it downloads here, and then you open it as a PowerPoint and click the enable editing button, and then probably slideshow from the beginning, and that's the slideshow that I used at the beginning of the thing. So we'll get out of there and close that down. Here will be the video that I'm recording at the moment, so that will be there. So if you perhaps missed class or you missed the MOODLE moments, that will be an opportunity for you to definitely catch up and know what's going on and what's happening. Post-class activities, so these will be exercises and things for you to do and practice at home. They will reflect the style of question that you may get in tests and exams. So it's important that you get the work done, the program of work that your tutors have deemed to be necessary for you to pass the test. And that's what everything is based on, really. And you must identify what you can and can't do and solve the problem of the ones that you can't do by asking for help. This help comes in many different ways. Your tutors, your peers, Student Learning Services, which Joseph is a good contact person for to get in and do that. So we work through, as I said, there's your learning there, and we work through, that gives you the weekly schedule there, and then we work through each week. Some of them are 1 week and 2 weeks. Now the tutorials, any information about the tutorials will be put here. So I've put the civil tutorials here, and again I've got a PowerPoint on the engineering maths tutorial number 1 here that I'll be working through, and a bit of a video here possibly, and we will be done. Now by the time I'm doing this in class, of course, that will be already done. Now the other tutors, as I said, may want to do something a wee bit different, or they may not. They're quite happy with the information that's in the course, and we all work in different ways. So just be aware of that, the tutorials. And then here we have some resources. Now, I've put in here, I've repeated in here the How to Learn Math thing that we put up. We thought was so important, we put it on the front page, but it's also here so that you don't miss it. Now, Stu Ideal's workshop is a series of bits of information and things that my alter ego Stu Ideal, the ideal student, has gathered as a result from last year's videos. So I put in there various bits and pieces that I find. Now this is by way of background, and some of these are questions that people have asked me on the various things we do. They've either emailed me or asked me or things like that. So I put them in here in these resources. So these are additional resources that you can refer to if you're having problems with different things, or you want to increase your background in mathematics. So that brings us pretty much to the end of the Moodle site there, and what I wanted to say, that's a brief rundown of the course, and then each week I will be updating you and reminding you of perhaps different aspects of the course that I hear with my ear to the ground, people perhaps discussing or sort of realizing that they're not quite getting the information that they should. So I hope you enjoy your mathematics course. I hope that when you address a problem, do not let it go by, that you solve it before you move ahead. That way you will develop a firm foundation on which to balance, to build your mathematical knowledge and achieve the guidelines and grades that you deserve. So, all good. Cheers. See you.